He's just going to be, I'm going to put him on my phone and put him up. Guys ready to go?
He can't Zoom?
He's on the beach.
What Santa are you talking about?
Different Santa, Steve. The guy that Hey, Christian, good morning.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Bethoney Builders podcast. I'm your host, Sophia Bethoney. We're here to talk New England sports, real building, and real life. As always, I'd like to introduce our Bethoney Builders podcast crew. We have my dad and our principal builder, Chris Bethoney.
Hey, everyone, good morning.
We have WBZ sports director, Steve Burton.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning. And we have former tight end of the New England Patriots, two-time Super Bowl champion, and the professor, Christian Fauria.
Oh, good morning.
Shout out to the professor.
Shout out to, what's the happiest day of the year? When you put up your Christmas decorations or when you take them down?
Put him up. Put him up.
Well, there we go.
Putting them up.
I'm going to jump ahead here, guys, because we just got a phone call, and this gentleman might be able to answer that question for us.
Already?
Yes,
Wow.
yes. Not for nothing, but I got a phone call, and I think he's going to call back. Pretty special guy. I'm not going to give away who it's going to be, but I'll give you a hint. He's calling in from the beach.
From the beach. Have we had them on before?
Technically, no, we have not had them on before, but I will tell you that Sophia Bethoney and Steve Burton have been in this gentleman's presence.
Ooh.
That's all I can give
wonder
you.
who it can be.
You know, well, like Christian taught me early on in this process, mystery guests and things of that. Look at Christian. The professor has his finger on his head. He's thinking and saying, all right, we got some Sunday morning trivia here. It's a little early, but let's do it.
How was everybody's Christmas?
Yeah, mine was great now that it's over. That's my point. It's the happiest day is when you put away your Christmas stuff. Like
I got to take this
back.
Never
Take
interrupt the professor, but this is big. Like Christian says, take the call. Hello.
Merry Christmas, or should I say, Merry post-Christmas.
Well, who is this?
This is Santa Claus.
Oh,
Santa.
Oh, my goodness. Steve and Christian, can you hear Santa Claus?
Yes, we can.
What is Santa on vacation now?
Santa, they're asking, are you on vacation or like what's going on? It's post-Christmas. We know you've been hardest working man in the world. What's going on?
Well, once I deliver all the presents on Christmas Eve, Mrs. Claus and I jump on an airplane to the Virgin Islands straight away. After so many weeks of hearing wish lists and delivering presents, it's time for us to wind down. And we have a new 6-month-old elf that we brought with us that we thought would be kind of fun as well. So people think Santa goes right back to the North Pole. No, I migrate like the snowbird right to the Virgin Islands.
Wow.
What do you think?
Santa, that sounds awesome. I
Can I
wish I was
go?
in the Virgin Islands right now.
Christian Fauria is asking if he can join you, Santa. You don't happen to have an extra airline ticket left in the bag, do you?
Well, you know, you'd have to wait until Christmas Eve, but I'll tell you, we can always use some elves down here to help us with the pina coladas.
There we go. Well, I got to tell you, Santa, it's well-deserved. And, you know, guys, as I had told prior to you giving a call, Santa, that Sophia Bethoney, of course, and Steve Burton and myself had the opportunity to be with you when we visited the Pembroke Council of Aging, and we were together with our seniors here in the South Shore. Incredible event. Santa, you were amazing. Thank you so much for, on short notice, turning the sleigh around and parking the reindeers out back. And here we go, Christian. I know I'm reliving a childhood here. But Santa, can't even begin to thank you. How's the weather down there? I understand you're in the Caribbean. How's the weather?
It's about 80 degrees, and let me tell you, it's just perfect. The water is warm, and it's just nice and relaxed. But thank you for having me at the event. I loved being at the senior center, and I loved getting to meet all of you, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun.
It was incredible. And guys, not for nothing, like I said, Santa turned the sleigh around. I reached out to Santa on the hotline, and he was able to turn around and make it there to make it a great day for everybody in less than 2 hours. And Santa, I think, was in the Cambridge, Boston area, completely changed his schedule. We all know how busy it was to make that happen. So you were incredible. Santa, on a different note, can you tell us now that Christmas has finished up? You also, part of your, again, Santa, well, probably like many businesses, Santa has a little subcontracting on the side and has a lot of people he works with. What other type of events will your teams be involved in moving forward?
Well, that's true. One of my favorite elves, Jungle Jim, is a great magician and entertainer in Boston. He does shows for family audiences and he puts himself inside of a 6-foot balloon. It's one of my favorite things to watch for the finale of the show. So if you know of anybody who's having a family fun event with children between the ages of 3 and 10, Jungle Jim is a great fit for that.
Excellent. And is there, what's the best way for our friends out there that are watching the show? What's the best way for everybody to be able to get in touch with you and be able to set something like that up?
Learn more about me at santaboston.com, or you can learn more about Jim. Jungle Jim at junglejimboston.com. Also the same handles on Instagram. So that's santaboston.com and junglejimboston.com.
Wow. And not for nothing, everybody. Like I said, I was able to reach out to Santa on the hotline. I'm fortunate to have that number now. Santa's down beachside, everybody, and was willing within 5 minutes notice to stop what he was doing with himself and his family, Mrs. Claus, and of course, congratulations on your baby. To be able to be here this morning, guys. So let's give it up for Santa Jim. What do you guys say? Let's give it up. Thanks.
Thank you, Santa. Happy New Year.
Thank you. And I know it's still early, but Christian, Sophia, Chris, you are all on the early nice list. So good luck.
Yeah.
You don't mind if I ask, what about Steve Burton? We don't want to leave out Steve over there. He got a big smile. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize you were there. Steve, listen, you're number 1 on the nice list. The rest of them, they're just top 10, but you're the number 1.
There we
have it.
Santa.
I'll see about bringing you that plane ticket to the Caribbean for all of you next Christmas.
Well,
We appreciate that.
Well, there we go. Wow, Santa, that's fantastic. Santa, I will let you know. Steve's got a huge smile. Christian's got a big. Go ahead, Christian. Give us that Sunday morning smile.
It sounds a little like that. Santa sounds a little like Big G.
Oh, Santa, not for nothing, but this is Santa, aka Santa Jim. But I just got called out here on the air. He says that sounds like Santa Big G. But I just want to assure Christian that Big G, always makes a Sunday morning appearance. He'll be on in a little bit, and you can question him, make sure he wasn't Santa. Santa Jim, you have an amazing trip with your family, and thank you for all you do and showed us an amazing time last week.
Thank you, Santa.
There you go. Santa Claus, everybody.
There
Thank
we
you,
go.
Santa.
Look at Santa.
Well, there we go. Listen, I always,
Let me tell you something. Santa's smart.
I try to turn my
Santa did the same.
phone off. But
Santa
You know.
did the thing and head right to the beaches.
absolutely, I turned around. I said, "You went to the beaches." I said, "Santa, not for nothing, but how do you keep from people wanting to come up and take pictures with you and be close and everything else?" He says, "I got a haircut. Trim the beard.
Shaves his beard.
Yeah, maybe he looks a little more like Big G, Christian."
Yeah. Loses some weight. That's what he does.
So, Christian, on a different front, Big G came this close to having to participate in the Santa Claus events this year. And he turns around and he said, Chris, he said, "Come on now, don't do it to me." I said, "Big G, if we need that support for the kids, the red costume's got to go on." And So
Yeah.
hopefully anybody under the age 10 ain't watching right now.
Yeah. Steve, you're looking tired. Are you ready for a big game today,
Yeah,
Steve?
we got a
You
big
look
game, man.
tired.
I'm telling you, we had a great weekend coming off the holiday weekend. It's been fun. And now it's back to business, man. Patriots have a huge game. And the only reason I say it's huge because if they win and the Bills lose, it's the AFC's title is theirs. And they got a chance to win, become the number 1 seed if Denver loses. So it's a big weekend all the way around. But I'll tell you one thing, guys. Turning this football team, they're banged up. I mean, they just lost Mac Hollins, and Hollins, one of their top receivers, is going on IR. So he's going to be out for a while. And you don't want that happening when you go into the playoffs. But, there's a lot riding here. A lot riding. Final 2 games of the season.
Guys, was there a particular play that Mac Hollins, for just myself, I don't know too much about it, but I just heard of it and something about possible abdominal injury. Was there a particular play that any of yous noticed that caused this injury?
Well, we
Steve,
went
you-
back and looked at it on film, and Hollins was in on the play where Drake made a pretty good run as well. So I mean, and ended up dancing with him. So it didn't look like he was hurt there at the end of the game, but you just never know. You know, it's something may have happened. Christian knows this. You're running on adrenaline. Something may have happened earlier in the game. You know, he went up for some high catches, and got hit after that. And you know, when the adrenaline's running, you don't realize how hurt you are until, right, Christian? After the game is done, you go home and you're like, "Oh man, I'm in pain."
Yeah, any like abdominal, bruised kidneys, ribs you'll feel right away, but like, any internal injury, you sometimes you'll go home. Like I had bruised kidneys one time. I didn't even know it until I went to the bathroom and I was urinating blood. Like
Right.
that's a
Oh,
true
my.
story.
Wow.
Like I was
Wow.
it was like it was, and it's very, very dangerous. And you don't really, and plus, especially if you're on like Toradol or any sort of painkiller, you don't know until the next day, or unless something visually shows you that it's wrong. So any abdominal injury is really, really scary. Internal bleeding, that type of stuff. You just don't mess with it. And I tell you what, Steve, like I'm a little bummed out when I heard that. Like he is such a
Yeah.
good role player. I'm like, he is such an example of attitude and effort of how things should be done, and he's just especially for young players, man. Like he's smart, he's tough, he's consistent, he's got personality. Like as a coach, you just can't replace that guy. You can't replace his presence on the field, on the sideline, in the locker room, on the bus, on the plane. It's they're gonna miss him. I think he's a huge miss.
You know, Christian, I want to echo that because I was talking to one of the coaches, and one of the coaches, Sophia and Chris, was telling me that Mac Hollins and Stephon Diggs are the two biggest leaders on that team. I mean, and it's not for show. That's who they are. And Christian hit the nail right on the head. He's a big loss on the field, off the field. His leadership, his energy that he brings, that's a big time loss to this football team.
Yeah.
So now, don't be surprised. You know, it's always been next man up all year to see Efton Chisholm get some reps here.
I wonder, how do you even have like a mental reset after such a loss? Do you just come back,
Yeah.
get focused?
You have
You have to.
next man up. You're right, Christian and Steve.
Well, I
You
would
have no
say
choice. What else
not
can
to
you do?
be like dark about this subject, but we used to have this saying, and it's a cliche, but sometimes I feel like it's cliches because they're true. If somebody would ever get hurt during a practice, especially in the middle of the practice, the coaches would just say, "Move the drill," and the player who got hurt would stay on the floor where he got hurt, and everybody else would leave the area and continue practicing. That's the kind,
Wow.
and then you may not even see that guy ever
Wow.
again. They may
Wow.
cart him off the field. You may never see him again. So to answer your question, Sophia, as far as how do you get over, like you really not, and again, I hate saying it like this. It's not my problem. Like the bus keeps going. Like the bus
Yeah.
doesn't stop for anybody.
I gotcha.
It doesn't, and you
That
feel
sounds-
bad for that
that
guy.
sounds
But in
harsh,
reality,
Christian.
hopefully, it's not you.
That sounds
No, but
harsh,
I
Christian.
understand.
That sounds harsh, but true.
It's
True.
just the truth. Like
So,
nobody
Christian-
wants to admit that aspect of it, but as much as he's going to be missed, he can't help you anymore. Like he can't help you anymore. So, I know it's, you're almost like a seen and not heard, and you're like, you'll see him walking through, but they're out of it now. Like they're out of the routine, they're out of the practices,
Wow.
they're out of the meetings. It's just, it really, that's
So you
why
just
for
keep
him,
going.
it really sucks.
You know,
Yeah,
it's-
and
Gotcha.
that is as we've all said, and we're recognizing that the impact hasn't even been felt yet. If we've watched his play, I mean, Mac has just been huge on those third down plays when we need it. I in particular remember, and he's so tall, right,
Yeah.
Christian? I mean, he's like yourself. He can really get up there. And I remember one catch, I think it was a couple games ago down the middle. It was a third down play. We needed that play, and I think he pulled it down for 18 to 20 plus yards on a long play. You recall, he really stretched out, and you could say, wow, he reminded me of Christian Fauria. And Christian, that's a compliment. No, truly, just getting up and stretching out when they need that big play. I know watching you play in your career, putting it all out there on the field to get that third down play. It was crucial. Ultimately, it was just necessary. It reminds me a little bit of, I know it's a different position and so forth, but his play reminds me almost of like a Kevin Falk when you needed a third down play and you just need to get those yards. You could always count on him.
Well, he wasn't afraid to go over the middle and make the catch, even if it's high. He'd bring the ball down. But Christian, I want to get back to you for just a second, because I also agree with you on this. When you can't help the team, it's almost like you're an outsider. I remember the year Brady went down. Remember that, Christian? Yes. Brady went down. He was not around. I mean, he took himself out of the, he was home recovering, didn't want to be at the games, didn't want to. It was like they missed him all season.
Yeah, and sometimes it cracks me up when a guy gets hurt and they still want to be around the team and they'll stay in their clothes and they'll be on the sideline. My whole thing was man, you gotta leave the sideline. I don't want. It's just you can't do anything. And Brady took the right approach. He probably when he did start rehabbing, and I'm sure it was frustrating for him,
right,
seeing everybody work and him not being able to be part of it. So maybe that's part of the reason also, because you can't help them. You're like an outsider, to your point, and it's just, as much as you'd like to reminisce and grab ass and stuff like that. Hey, I got to go to meetings. Hey, we got to do third down install and blitz package. See you. We'll talk to you later. Right? That's the way it works.
That's the way it works, right?
Well, Christian, the only thing I would ask, just as a check and balance to that question, is if that player, in fact, as long as they're not coming with a melancholy overtone to the sidelines, does it potentially inspire some of the other positional players that play alongside him during the season and practice, as well as does it help that player stay mentally in tune with the speed of the game and what's going on, and help them with the mental part of the recovery of what they're going through to keep staying in tune and focused on the live action?
No, to be honest with you, again, there's never been a guy that was been in street clothes that inspired me in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
Right? I mean, because I just I have my coach, I have the guys that I'm playing with, the guys not practicing.
And you're locked in.
They just got to get out of the way.
Yeah, you're locked.
Okay.
Okay. Players are too locked into the game, Chris. I mean, they're focused on what's happening on the field. They're not focused on the guy, stand next to him in street clothes.
Well, I ask you the question, Steve, is that the difference of the next level of a professional athlete versus an amateur athlete?
I don't know if it's the difference between the next level. I think when you're playing, you're locked into playing, and it's, you're not worried about the guy standing next to you in street clothes. I mean, you feel sorry for the guy, but you got to move on. You're right.
So it's cold.
It's cold.
It's almost a little bit. So even if it's at different levels, like you said, but when we get all the way to that level, I've been on that sideline a few times for nothing. I want to hide out. It's just the players. I ask you, Christian, does it take a player to become several years into the league to learn that upon their first injury? Or is that just something you just know going in? Like, let's take yourself, Christian, for example. And when you, yourself or people that does that, do you learn that, or you know that from day one when you come into the league?
What, that it's a harsh reality?
Well, if you're to suffer, for example, a player comes into the league, they haven't suffered any sort of injury, then they get some sort of injury. Let's just say it's not catastrophic like an ACL or something that puts you out for a whole season. Let's say it's something that sets you back, hopefully, for 2 to 4 games. Is that something that well, there's a great question. If a player has an injury that's going to put them out maybe for a game or two, is that a hardship if they're around?
No, if you're on short-term IR, or if you're on the league's kind of changed. You can be on IR and miss 6 weeks and come back, so you have to stay engaged.
Okay.
It's the ACLs and the broken legs and all that stuff that it's a 10-week recovery, 11-week recovery. But even now, if you get hurt in week 1, it's an 18-week season, so you can literally. Hell, Justin Herbert had surgery on his hand and played on a Sunday.
Right.
They cut him open, and he still played.
Unbelievable.
So
Wow.
Milton Williams is gonna probably be back either next week or the week after that. That guy
Mhm.
seems like he's been gone forever, so he can't disengage. He
Okay.
has to stay involved. He has to watch film. He needs to know the history of the defense,
Mhm.
why they call something, when they want to call it. So his re-entry into the team is not like so drastic. That's what he needs to do.
Okay. Is that now just not to hog the floor here, guys?
Hog it.
Well, I'm just so interested. Again, we'll be able to get it from yourself and also from Steve. The insight I know for myself. This is awesome. This is awesome conversation. My question then would be: it's one thing to get over the actual physical injury and the mental, but now let's talk about while they heal up. Does your body? How much time does it take for your body to reacclimate to full contact and live game speed post healed up from the actual injury?
It depends. Each guy is different. Some teams will hold their guys out an extra week just to make sure that when their brain says messages, like their feet and their legs can, understand it. You're always kind of sped up when you're not there's in shape and then there's game shape. Game shape is totally different. Change of direction is different. And if you're older, you'll be fine. Young guys have a tendency to flounder a little bit. Older guys have the ability to kind of re-entry with nothing, like no issues whatsoever. It's like they're never gone. And the way the healing process and the treatment centers are now in the NFL, you really don't have an excuse. Like between the weight staff, the training staff, the rehab, the PT people, the active recovery, all the rooms that they have to generate cells and all that other stuff. Like it's never been easier to come back from an injury in the history of the NFL.
Well, do the teams actually give you that support? Do they
Yeah,
immediately
of
assign
course.
trainers?
Oh, yes.
I just didn't know. Is there some players that choose to work with their off-season team, their own independent team, or how does that work?
They have different trainers, Chris, and different guys and rehab guys that get you. They want the coaching staff and the organization want you to stay within the boundaries of the coaches and the trainers that they have. Now,
Incredible.
some players do go outside. That happened to when Brady was here. Remember
I was
with
going to say, that was
who
a
am I
big
thinking
issue.
of, Christian, Brady's guy,
Alex Guerrero.
Alex Guerrero. Some guys went over to him, and
Mhm.
even Alex was on the premises at times working with him as well. But for the most part, they want everybody to stay within the system.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Are they able to monitor the progress as well, Steve, by the player being so
course.
close? They
Yeah.
obviously can keep close watch on
Yeah.
where the player is.
Yeah, these guys are still getting paid. I mean, it's a business. They still have to come to work and go through the rehab and get back. They want them back as quickly as possible. The other thing about this, and Christian can elaborate, Sophia, on, is the fact that when guys go down, it creates opportunities for other guys. And for guys that you don't even know how much talent they really have. I remember when Ramondre Stevenson went down with the fumbles, all of a sudden Travion Henderson was like stole the show. And now they get along great. These two, they always got along great, but it's like a 1-2 punch. And I'm surprised that Henderson is clear to play today, Christian.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, I wouldn't even question it. Man, there's so many checks and balances with the concussions now. There's no way they're gonna let a guy play if he doesn't clear a protocol. And there are different degrees of concussions. There's and some last longer than others, and some you recover pretty quickly. And if you do, you have no light sensitivity. You have no and you have recall, and you're not getting headaches, and you're sleeping fine. And then
How many concussions have you had?
My general answer is I can't remember.
Wow.
But you've gone through it.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. I have kids now. My kids now. I mean, I'm sure, like you guys, Sophia. I mean, have you ever had a concussion, or with all the stuff that you do?
No, I've never had a concussion. Thank God.
God's blessing. Yeah.
No, hey, Chris, have you ever had a brick fall on top of your head and you weren't wearing a hard hat?
No, but in soccer, I never forgot it. I was actually playing in Needham, Mass, and a ball was crossed maybe 30, 40 yards, and I headed the ball out from in front of the net away from our goal. And that strike, when the ball hit me from 30, 40 yards out and I cleared it out, it just felt different. After doing it thousands of times over the years, it felt different to a point here I am now, many decades later, I still remember that contact, which means something was wrong. You know what I mean? You
Did
just
you
know. You
stop
just
after
know.
that?
You know what was that?
Did you stop after that?
No, adrenaline, like Steve and Christian said, adrenaline was needed for the team in the game, and went on and did what I needed to do. But probably amongst medical observation, I'm sure there was a concussion. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's the way it goes.
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
and it sucks. And I would say that if you did the research, I bet you they would show that there's more concussions in youth soccer, high school soccer, and college soccer than there is in football.
Really
I bet
incredible.
if you, I remember someone did that it was like soccer was like one of the most dangerous sports for concussions because you're always, there's a reason why they don't let little kids head the ball. They don't let them do headers
Okay.
until they get older.
Mhm.
So every time my daughter would try and hit it with her head, that she'd get like a whatever. I don't even know what they call it. And now they can do it, and she's in eighth grade.
Okay. Maybe get like a yellow card or a red card or
Yeah,
something.
whatever.
Meaning, yeah, whatever.
Dude, I don't even know the
Meaning,
rules.
don't do that anymore. I
I
get
just
you.
say kick the ball,
I get
clear it. That's all I say.
Steve, you got a card? I mean, we got red, yellow cards here. It was holiday time. Speaking of holiday time, Sophia, Merry Christmas. You had a great Christmas and everything. What are some of your thoughts?
Yeah, I've been studying. Oh,
Why
great.
don't you tell Steve, Christian, and all of our friends out there that are listening what's going on with your exam?
I'm taking my construction supervisor's license exam on my birthday, which is coming up in like 3 weeks-ish.
Right in the microphone.
So I have to study a whole lot of content,
Yeah.
but we're getting it done.
Sure.
But I think it's like this much content from the books.
And once
the
again, shout
work.
out my wife and Sophia's mom, Alina Bethoney. So here's how this works. Sophia needs to take care of that. Alina turns around and says, great, I'll work with you to help you prepare for that. Then it always happens. Alina says, well, if I'm going to work with you and study the same material and I have the same qualifications, I might as well take the exam too. So the mom-daughter duo is both going to sit on that same day and take the exam. So I hope you guys, I'm in big trouble here, because if Alina and Sophia turn around and secure, God's will, with their hard work, if they're able to secure the same license that I have, guys, I'm all done in the building business in the sense. How am I I'm gonna come home and say, hey, maybe we put a 2x4 up this way, or we do this or that. The discussions at the Bethoney household are gonna be difficult. They're gonna say, well, there's another way to do that. And Steve, it's just gonna go on and on.
I love it though. It creates competition. It creates, a sharper family. I love it. And as I understand it, Sophia, did you guys already go through a practice test, and how'd that go?
We did, and we got a 100%.
Yeah,
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Like,
And
of course
actually,
you did.
Christian,
Quiz 1 is done.
that's what I'm talking about. Do we have
So
somebody
give
on
me
the
an
phone?
example of like how do the tests work? So if I'm trying to get my license, like is it multiple choice? Do I have to draw a picture? Is it free? What am I doing?
It's multiple choice. You have your books because it's an open book exam.
Oh,
But
Mhm.
the book is about this big.
Mhm.
The page numbers are numbered very strangely. And you have another separate books. I think there's like 5 or 6 books in total with the different amendments.
see,
So you have to connect the first book to the actual amendments
Now-
to find the answer.
now we're going to get the back end on that, guys, because I know, because I'm taking these in. The books are from the floor, probably 4 feet high. What they'll do in the exam is, while it seems like you tab a book and you say, go to that section in the International Building Codes, what they start to do is they bounce you from that location to another location in the book to another
Another one.
book or different items. So what's happened is you got about 3 minutes per question, Christian. But they kind of set it up, almost, my understanding is like SATs, where they're not there to trick you with the questions, but it isn't just pop the book open, hit a tab, hit the question. It's very challenging, and they give you about 3 minutes per question. It definitely can be done, and many have done it, but I'll tell you, it's challenging because we used to have, for construction supervisors license holders, there was approximately 68,000 license holders here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. That number has now been reduced down over a short window of time since this retesting has come into play, down to about 38,000. That's a huge reduction here in the
Yeah.
Commonwealth.
Yeah.
Almost 50%.
Wow.
So that's the
so
type of
there's
numbers.
lots of jobs there then, right? And that means there's lots of opportunities for people who want to get into this business.
Lots
right?
lots of opportunities, absolutely, and most importantly, Christian, yourself, if you know anybody or anybody listening that wants to get involved, please reach out to us here. We have a lot of the information. We have the books. We have the know-how of how somebody can get involved if they'd like to try. There's not only the unrestricted construction supervisor's license with which Sophia and Alina are testing for. There's different layers. There's 1 and 2 family dwellings licenses, and then there's smaller licenses. When I say smaller, more specialized licenses regarding, maybe just a roofing and siding or other type of smaller service work. But Sophia and Alina have committed to go for the top license, which is called the CSL, or Construction Supervisor's License, with the unrestricted details to it, which allows her to permit projects throughout the Commonwealth. Pretty much anything that Sophia and Alina would see on a residential basis.
That's fantastic. Hey,
Yeah.
do you have somebody on the phone?
We do, I believe. Alina, do we have somebody that's called in? Can we check?
Hey everyone, how are you?
Oh, there he is. He's creeping, Christian. Who might this be? Good morning, Sunday morning.
Whoa, wrong person. It's Big G. It's Big G, guys. How are you? Good to see you all.
We got
How is
Big G,
everybody
guys.
doing?
We're good. How are you?
Merry New Year. Big G.
Good.
Big G, we
You
got to get
know?
something. We got to clear the air before we get in any conversation with you. Big G, you weren't creeping or pretending to be Santa Claus this morning. Is that accurate?
That's accurate. That's accurate for sure. I mean, I could have, and let's keep in mind, Chris, one thing before I have a couple comments, but I said I would play Santa, but Christian had to put on the green stockings, right? He had to put the green stockings on and be an elf. And I don't think that happened.
That was
Yes,
not
that's
happening.
Not a problem.
Not happening.
But hey, listen, on this whole topic of licensing, 2 things. One, Chris, I think at the end of the day, you're still going to have the same bosses, but they're just going to have licenses, right? So, I mean, that's not going to change.
Right.
Are we
And
talking
then I think
about
the second thing is-
in business or in life? Because over here,
In
I hope
both.
both.
they
in
run
both.
the roost. They run the
You're gonna
roost
have
over
six
here,
bosses,
guys.
But
Yeah,
the
they-
second
they-
big thing is, I mean, Sophia would be getting her license 4 years younger than you did.
Actually, I checked the stats on that because my
No.
ego was a little bruised with that guy. So
No. You said that on the last podcast.
September of 1990 would have put me 21 years old in
Okay.
10 plus
so 3
months.
years
But
and a few months.
make no doubt about it.
Right.
Sophia has an opportunity. Actually, Governor, shout out to Governor Maura Healey. I think the exact words of, and they've already done the checkup on this, Sophia would be one of, if not the youngest person to secure that license here in the Commonwealth. So we're pretty excited about that. I think that was raised in the discussion, wasn't it, Sophia?
It was.
Speak up, can't hear you.
Mm.
Yes, it was.
There you go.
Yeah,
I
your
wanna-
girl,
yeah.
Sophia.
Yeah,
There
let
you
it
go.
fly,
He's
right?
always, he's always.
Don't forget that I'm the
director.
boss here.
That's
Way to
once
go,
in a while you gotta.
Sophia.
There you go, Sophia.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
you're in
it.
trouble. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
Cheers to Sophia.
I can't wait till there's a passing of the torch, and Sophia is now sitting in your chair, Chris, and you're sitting in Sophia's chair.
Christian?
That's
Oh, yeah,
when
they
I
gotta
know
swap.
We've arrived. That's the
Christian,
goal.
happy
We
to
have
do it.
swap. I'm
Listen,
gonna grab it from my dad.
don't be surprised if the dad daughter duo turns into the mom daughter duo.
Yeah.
And the dad's out back raking the leaves.
Yeah, Alina's gonna be yelling at you to fix the camera. And then
Oh,
you're
He's not
running
gonna know what to
around fixing
do.
the
We're
camera
gonna
with
have
the
no
mics.
video. Absolutely
Nothing.
zero.
We're getting zero.
Nothing.
We're gonna be
video,
in
no
so
one.
much trouble.
Exactly.
I love it.
Have you ever
love it.
seen? It would be like the Survivor show when they vote you off the island. Something tells me I'm
Yeah.
early on, man. I already
Yeah.
got my bags are packed on the side of the show. I can already see it.
Yeah, we're putting Chris's torches. We're just gonna snuff his torch out. And
I
be
love that.
Sorry, your journey is complete. Beat it.
Christian, you just opened up a thing. I remember early on in the show we talked about, of course, Steve's project that's getting ready to take place, and you brought up the subject about hot tub fever and Christian and all the different items of what we had. You just brought up, you ready? The Bethoney Builders podcast, Survivor series down at the Burton residence in Mashpee along the water down there. Tiki torches and all.
We'll see. We'll see. Everybody's invited once it's done.
There we go.
Once it's done,
God.
Chris.
Love it.
Shout out to Trex. Joe Mariano, I hope you're listening because we need that shipment. The workmen are sitting down there on the buckets ready to go. Let's go. Shout out Joe Mariano. We're going to make you famous here at Trex, baby.
Hey, getting back to this game today and all these games that are playoff implications, it's going to be interesting to see who actually is going to be in and who's going to be out. And it's we are winding down to crunch time. I think the Patriots have a good chance overall to take that number 1 overall seed with a win and with a Denver loss, which could be huge.
Yeah.
Well, here's a question. Never to interrupt Christian, but here's a question. Do you start to check and balance how to rest guys to play enough so that you get the win, but try to rest the guys in preparation for postseason, Christian? How does that work?
Well, it just depends. My gut tells me that if their postseason schedule is locked in after this game, guys are going to sit. They're going to rest guys. You're going to rest them because you assume you don't. There's no. If this was the old days, you would have, regardless, it would be the Broncos and the Patriots would have a first round bye. Now they only give one team a bye because they added another game. They were trying to obviously take advantage of the, popularity of the postseason. So you'll have if you win the division, win the conference, you have a 2-game schedule to get to the Super Bowl. If you don't have that spot, then you have a 3-game schedule. So that's very physical. It's intense. You're already kind of worn out. It's January. You just want to but you have to somehow find your strength to get, to start over again, right? Find another level. So, yeah, it depends. So this week will tell a lot.
That 2-game schedule that Christian brings up is so important because those 2 games are at home.
Mm-hmm.
And, having it for the most part, they're at home. And having that bye week is key. And Patriots are coming off a bye week just a couple of weeks ago, but having that bye week late in the season with all these guys going down, there were 9 guys that got hurt last game. 9.
Wow.
9.
Incredible. We always refer to the pros and the Joes here. Here's a question. With the extra game, with the season running longer, it seems each year it's getting longer and longer. Here's my question to you two as the pros. Do you find that, again, it's a long season for Steve and Christian. Do you find yourself and your team really have to, continually have to up your game to bring all the information to all of us?
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, we always want to make it entertaining. We always want to make it interesting, and we feed off what the teams do, right? I mean, we have to analyze each game. We have to, criticize when criticism is necessary and praise when praise is necessary. You just want to call it as you see it and not sugarcoat it. And that's what New England fans expect around here. And New England fans are smart fans. They're very intelligent, and you can't beat around the bush with them. And even though we cover this team night in and night out, we have to be real with them. And it's, the last couple of years have been brutal. But this year has been, just beyond expectations. And now, because of what they've done, and Christian can attest to this, we expect more. We expect, them to, they can really make a long playoff run here. And who knows, get to San Francisco.
Hey, who's coaching year is more impressive? Ben Johnson's from the Chicago Bears.
Great question.
Mike Vrabel or Liam Cohen? I know you're going to say Vrabel.
You know what? Don't sleep on the Bears. The Bears, to me, came out of nowhere as well.
Well, that's my point. Like, Vrabel's been a head coach before. So
right.
He knows his getting started with him, I think, would probably be a lot more easier than Ben Johnson, who's never been a head coach before, never won anything as a head coach. And I would say he had a more challenging team to deal with, a bigger challenge getting his quarterback ready as opposed to Drake May, who was, I think, more pro ready. So if they both end with the same record, you know what? My gut tells me that Ben Johnson's going to win NFL Coach of the Year. That's what my gut tells me.
You could be right about that. You could be very right about that because nobody expected the Patriots either, though, Christian. I mean, you're talking about
Oh, I know.
This team, back-to-back 4-win seasons, all of a sudden to have the best record in the National Football League, it's hard to overlook Vrabel, but the Bears are right there.
Well, same with that's just kind of my point because I know a lot of this. There was a while there that Vrabel was like the runaway favorite, and now that you see like
The
what the
Bears keep
Bears
winning.
are getting ready to accomplish, it ain't a. I mean, not that it matters to these guys. They probably could care less. They just want to get to the Super Bowl. That's the main goal. But it'll be interesting to see how it plays out because those votes have to be in that Sunday after the last game of the season.
Wow.
Hmm.
Well, it also shows the magic of the NFL, right? If we went to the beginning of the season and on a different note, went to like Las Vegas and took the teams, whether it's the Patriots and the Bears, and said, coming down the stretch, these are going to be the front runners of some of the amazing teams in the NFL.
Everybody would laugh at us.
Everybody would be laughing. And it goes to show how, with all the information, technology, algorithms, everything that goes into it, at the end of the day, that's the magic of the NFL and professional sports. You got to go out there and produce on the field to get the wins.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's the way it is. And so again, big games today. Patriots have to take care of business. They can be the third time in Patriots history that they were undefeated on the road. They're 7-0 right now. Dealing with a lot of injuries. But they're playing against an unbelievably crappy Jets team that has absolutely zero motivation to play as a team. Individually, you may see some standouts, but as a team, they don't care. They're done.
Papa Ashley.
There's my dad.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Christian's dad. Good morning.
Good morning.
There we go. Sophia, can you tell us a little bit, guys? This is going to be a really exciting year for Sophia. Starting January 1st, Sophia is the principal of ADU of Massachusetts. It's going to be exclusive to building ADUs here in Massachusetts starting January 1st. We had announced that. Tell us what's up and coming, exciting, your permit applications that are getting submitted on Monday. What's going on?
We're working hard. I'm very excited because I'm going to be tackling a lot of ADU projects in this upcoming 2026 year. We've got my Sophia Bethoney's ADU Blessing project in the works, and I'm excited to just move forward, keep working with customers, make sure that all of their wants and needs are fulfilled. And I'm excited. We're going to be working hard on these ADUs this year.
Six permit applications going on Monday.
How many ADUs do you project to build this year, Chris?
Steve, I was on the telephone last night. It's a great question. So a little bit of quick background here. Bethoney Builders, myself, I've been building these for almost 30 years, guys. So I know how to do them. I know the lay of the land, and I'm very familiar. This is not new territory for me. They've simply, shout out to Governor Healy, they've worked hard to streamline and make it by right use, which is accelerating the production. Christian actually on a private call between himself and me was inquiring about the modular process, which is out there. I have experience with that well over 30 years. There's one primary factory that's building these out of Pennsylvania, providing them. So now it's almost like, in my opinion, a log jam. If you notice some of the recent media, they're like, celebrating, we produce one from start to finish, 10 months, 12 months. I think that was the accurate media portrayed. And Christian had asked me, hey, Chris, what's our game plan here? We're doing semi-custom ones. Quietly, we put that schedule to sleep. We want to be producing at our current manpower approximately 4 of these in 60 days on the smaller units, which is the one that was featured on Sophia's MVP of the week story on WBZ. That was a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. Great unit. We're actually going to champion that one forward for folks that are looking for a cost-effective option that can go from start to finish in about 60 to 65 days, including the plans, architectural plans. But if anybody's listening out there, and we have meetings with some, major backers to expand ADU of Massachusetts, with the right components and some of these meetings that we have this week, if we're given the right help, I think we can accelerate that within 60 days to be able to produce upwards of 25 or 30 units, Steve.
Oh,
I just
okay.
need, yeah, what we're looking to do. So if you think of that type of window, you say, well, what are we looking to do? Upwards of hundreds of units in a fiscal year, if the right components are in place and the support's there. We're going after producing hundreds of these units within a year.
Is
But
there a want? Is there a want? Like, Christian, would you want to build an ADU in your backyard? I mean, is there a want out there for people to build these things on their premises?
Here's what I think the upside is, and this is why I think is there a want? When you think about what it cost for a young adult out of college starting a career to purchase a home, they can't do it. They can't purchase a home. They can't purchase a down payment. That's the biggest issue. The market has priced them out.
Uh-huh.
So if you look at the average age of first time homeowners, Steve, it's exponentially risen.
Yeah.
So what I think young adults need, it used to be like, everybody in my family, all my brothers and sisters lived at my parents' house when they got out of college. They saved money. They converted a garage into a bedroom. We were just doing construction. Nothing was licensed. Okay. We just did it. Okay. Because they couldn't afford a home. So
Right.
what I see now with this new generation is, they need something like to get themselves started.
Mhm.
And I think if you're going to put one in, there's a couple different layers. You can put one for your kids when they have the ability to get off your property, and then you rent it out. So it's always you're always going to get a tax break. Then if the kids leave, you can have the comfort of them being there, give them some slack, and then you can rent it out. And then it adds value to your house when you finally decide to sell it. So it's actually, a wise investment if you really kind of break down all the options for it, especially if you have the land. And now every city you can put one up
Yeah.
based on the new laws.
Chris, and you got to make it aesthetically pleasing, right?
Of course.
You're not just putting up a little shed.
No.
You're
No.
putting up, right, Sophia? I mean, the way you design these things, they come out beautiful, don't they?
We make sure that each one comes out very beautiful. If it's attached, we want to make sure that all the exterior finishes have that seamless blend. And regardless if it's detached, we'll still make it very beautiful.
But here's some things I want to, this is just experience. It has nothing to do with Sophia, but it actually echoes to so many people that are trying to enter the marketplace and produce these. I'm going to share some tips with them, and this is over 30 plus years of me doing them. If you do an attached ADU, let's just say you have a family member, the parents that are selling their home, they're now going to do an attached ADU with their children and their existing family. Now we're going to get into some social aspects, and here's where I'm going. First and foremost, what happens is they feel the energy. The parents originally say, I got a 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 square foot house or bigger. I'm now downsizing. I got all this materialistic things that I either have to sell, put in storage. I have to condense my life into this smaller space, say up to 900 square feet. Okay. So they have that. That's a concern. The next concern is while we all love our parents and family members and so forth, how do the existing family members that live in the primary house maintain their lifestyle without it being cramped?
Yep.
Now moving family members so close together, they love them, but now you're going to bring family back together. So what I try to do on attached units, recognizing that, whether folks are aware of that or not aware of that, I say, it's nice to have a little common space or a little separation where that, if you have the kids and then they have the grandkids, the parents, maybe I'm using ages, maybe they're 60, 70. They might like to retire after an early dinner and just watch some TV 5, 6 o'clock and ease down. So by setting up a common space a little bit to transition that, you can teach the grandchildren, listen, at 5, 6 o'clock, when the doors close there, that means that your grandparents are kind of winding down for the night. They want to
Good
relax.
luck.
So respect. I know, but all I can do is just kind of give them the knowledge for that, because these are underlying concerns that people have, guys. They say,
No,
listen,
Christian, you say good luck, but I do know of a family that is doing exactly what Chris was talking about.
No, I'm kidding, because
Yeah.
grandkids love their grandparents.
Oh,
of
yeah,
course,
no, I get it.
of course.
I get it,
But-
but this family has an ADU attached to their house, and it's for their parents, and their parents, they can just leave that area of the house and go and settle in their own room
Mhm.
and their own place, even though it's attached to the house, they can be with the kids when they want to be, and they can go on their own when they want to go.
Yeah.
But Jerry, if you're still there, do you know of any families that this becomes a problem with?
All right, well, hold on, Steve. Before you say that,
Yeah.
Steve's already in Boston. So Steve's in Boston getting ready to do the pregame show. I am not. So I have got to hop in my car and drive to Boston so
Okay.
I'm not late and I don't get yelled at. So
For
I'm
sure.
going to
All right.
say adios for now.
All right.
Patriots win big and easy. And that's the only prediction I'm giving. But I got to get in my car.
Safe travels, Christian.
Safe
I'll
travels.
see you.
Safe travels,
Girls,
Christian.
Sophia, bye.
Appreciate it.
Alina, bye. Big G and Santa, bye.
Christian Fauria,
Shout
everyone.
out Christian Fauria, aka the professor. There we go.
Christian's on our pregame show, which is at 11:30. It airs on CBS and WBZ, and so he's got to come into the studio. I'm already, like you said, I'm already here.
Mhm.
But Jerry, getting back to my question is, do you know of anybody that these ADUs, when they're attached or separated, it's just a relief off their families, or it becomes a problem?
I think it's definitely more of a relief, Steve. I think, as a parent, they're trying to figure out how they can best help their kids out,
Right.
and how can they, in many ways coexist, right? So
Right.
they kind of get the benefit of, hey, I'm going to get a new place, so to speak. It's on the same property, but it's a new place. It's single story living, one floor typically, and they get the benefits of being close to the family, but still separated. And like Chris was saying, they can be attached and have a little, mid room, if you will, that combines the two, or totally independent. I mean, I've had the same conversation with family members myself around, what would they prefer? And, that's what it has come down to is, well, in this case, I want a little bit more independence. Can we be separated a little bit? It's really what it boils down to, but both parties are winning, as kind of Christian was mentioning earlier, right? Like, hey, this is a great setup. I get to take care of my kids. My kids are going to get home ownership at a younger age, which we were often able to do. Can still, the big piece here, take care of my parents at the same time,
Right.
letting them be in a new place. So it's a win-win. I've had probably 2 or 3 of these conversations, at least in the past probably 10 days or so, with some clients that are thinking about, how they want to go ahead and approach the next step.
And there's something else. We're not here, of course, as we put our disclaimer, we're not here to give legal advice or things of that nature, but there's something else to consider, and this comes up quite a bit. You have parents, for example, again, I'm 57, so whatever the age may be, 60s or 70s, whatever that may be, that they, again, if they're considering doing the ADU option, they're also paying attention to look back periods of healthcare issues and potential, concerns that their assets they've worked their whole life to save.
100%.
They need to make sure that they've paid attention how to properly transfer these assets, as well as a lot of families are doing it through building ADUs so that the parents can, what's called things like aging in place, rather than go into assisted living facilities
Right.
or something similar. That just,
Great point.
guys, and not knocking that industry, but it simply does. The expense of it'll wipe out most savings accounts unless you're a multimillionaire. I can't tell you the amount of folks who are aware of that they ended up going that route, and any and all hard cash capital or home savings, because it wasn't properly planned out, ends up getting turned over to the state, guys. And you don't want to, I can't speak for that, but myself, we want to have a proper plan in place so that those type of things don't happen, because, most people, their homes are their largest asset that they own. They want to transfer that to their family.
That's a good point.
Sophia, how's the ADU coming for the homeless veteran?
We are right now, we're working with our veteran, Alan, to get this ADU project up and going, but there's still some logistics that we need to figure out.
Steve, the biggest logistic that we're having is we're going to now start to work with towns and communities. Our goal originally was to do it in the town of Weymouth. With an ADU where you're building it on someone's property per se, our biggest concern is some things we want to make sure that takes place. Number one, however we're going to finally end up securing the parcel to build the detached, the goal is a detached ADU. we need to put safeguards in place that when we build it out, that stays housing not only for Allen long term and, you know, just remains a property that's available for Allen and veterans for many years to come. That's the goal. The focus is to make sure that everything is done correctly. And where the legislation is so new, we just want to make sure we pay attention to all of those details. And that's a big reason why we haven't reached out to the public to look for donations or things of that nature. We're just fine tuning and finalizing our location. We want to make sure everything is completely rock solid on what we're doing, where we're doing it, what the game plan is, and then we'll open it up and welcome everybody in the community that would like to participate, whether it's on a some sort of donation or labor donation, anything that people want to participate. We'll do our best to accommodate, Steve.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, it's a winner. It's just taking a little bit of time, and our veteran Alan, who's incredible, is well aware of that, and we've made the right selection, right, Sophia? He's an absolute honor to be on board with Alan, but he's very patient, and he does have housing that isn't long-term secured, but thank God, he is a warm place to be at for the time being. So he's working with us. Everybody realizes this is a new thing that's been brought forth here in Massachusetts, and he's been great to work with. We're proud and honored to do this housing with him.
Absolutely. On another note, should we thank our sponsors?
Of
Great
course.
idea.
Go ahead, Sophia.
We'd like to thank Trek Stecking, Cookman Lumber, Northeastern Savings Bank, 95.9 WATD, and Bethany Builders for all of the amazing sponsorship.
Can't forget Santa Jim. Shout out Santa Jim on the beach.
Shout out to Santa Jim.
That's right. He's getting a tan down there, Steve.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Brought reindeers and all, I hear.
And you know, you got some of these other athletes, these pro athletes shouting out to you too, Chris.
Mhm.
I know Julian Edelman gave you a shout out.
Oh yeah.
If
We it's ironic. So we're gonna do this a little bit. We're gonna make that happen right now. In all fairness to Alina, we weren't able to get her to be able to upload it, but like we always do here at the Bethany Builders podcast, we improvise. We always make it work, good or bad. So I'm gonna reach to my phone here. Sophia, can you take the floor for now, and I'll chime back in when we're gonna share this from Julian.
Can we show it up on screen?
We're running a thing here where Alina's saying right now we're unable to show that on screen, but I have it here. I can share it. Not only audio but video, and I'll do my
Why don't we save it? Yeah.
You want to save it?
Why don't we save it for next episode?
Yeah,
Oh,
we can
so
save
it's-
next episode. If Edelman's shouting out, we'll put them up on screen so we can see it.
For sure.
That's a big
right.
deal.
Well, that's what they call a teaser. A lot of fans right now want to see that, but you're going to have to tune in Tuesday night live here on Facebook and YouTube to see the video, and then live on WATD 95.9 at 7 p.m. to hear the audio. So inadvertently, Steve Burton just set up a teaser, and we're giving you some
We
information
got all these
early.
athletes shouting out. People want to see.
Absolutely.
Just hear 'em.
Exactly.
People want
Absolutely.
to see it up on screen. I mean, that's what we
Absolutely.
got.
It's
And it's amazing. We talked about Julian Edelman this morning because with these receivers going down, you know, Booty's down and Hollins is down. You're gonna see some of these other guys step up. And Efton Chisholm is a guy that may remind you of Edelman.
Mhm.
A guy it's as quick as a hiccup coming out of a slot position.
Mhm.
And right now he could be the Patriots' secret weapon. It's gonna be interesting to see how much he plays today. But if Mac can get this guy the ball, this guy can make some things happen.
Well, we don't have the Edelman video we wanted to share, but Alina has some pictures of some projects that are in the works now. Can you help us with Sophia's? Okay, I'm
It's
getting
another teaser,
another
everyone.
teaser.
We'll
I
save it
guess.
for
Well,
next
listen,
episode.
I got hands going up, down, so I guess we're going to have to hold that for Tuesday as well. So, yeah.
Why don't we wrap it up then?
What you want to wrap it up? Well, we got a few things I'd like to just close out on. Number one, we always do predictions.
Well,
So
yeah.
maybe Steve, you want to go first with the
Yeah,
prediction?
sure. Patriots Jets this afternoon at 1:00. I'm gonna say the Patriots win that game. Ooh, I'd say 34-10.
Wow. You think it's just going to be a one-sided game today?
Yeah, I do. Although
Really?
Pats have a lot of guys banged up.
A lot of injuries, Steve.
Yeah,
I
you know,
know.
I may have to change that score a little bit. I'm not gonna go 34-10. I'm gonna go 21 21-7.
I always follow Steve, but I think this is the first time this season. I think I'm going a little bit different. I just have a weird feeling on, I'm going to put it out here now, on the Jets game as well as the Miami game. These guys are playing for jobs. And I just think we're going to have some tougher games down the stretch here. Most importantly, I'm hopeful we come off the field with no more injuries. I mean,
So what's your
we
prediction?
can't afford it. Prediction, getting to the point. 27-21 Patriots.
You think it's gonna be that close?
Ooh.
I think you're going to see it close at first half, and then I think that the Jets are going to stay with us.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
27. That's what's nice about the Bethany Builders podcast.
Big
You're
G.
allowed to have your opinion. 27-21 Patriots.
Big G, what do you got?
I'm going to go with you, Steve. I think we're going to go around, I'm going to say 24-13. I think it's going to be a close one. We pull it out, but, we'll pull it out, but it's going to be close.
Sophia.
Jerry, I'm going to agree with you.
All
I think
right.
it's a good score. I'll go with you.
What score
Love
is that,
it.
Sophia?
24-13.
Yeah, 24-13 Patriots.
13. Right.
Steve, are you predicting they're gonna win these last two games? Are we looking
Yes.
at a 14-win season here?
I think we're looking at a 14-win season. Let's take care of business. Let's get to the 13th win today. If they win today, they'll be a perfect 8-0 on the road. The only team in the National Football League this year to go undefeated on the road.
Undefeated. Right.
If they win today. So yeah, we can close this thing out with a win this week and a win next week against Miami Dolphins, and hopefully Denver ends up losing somewhere along the way. I think they got one game left against the Chargers.
The Chargers, and I saw some things saying, well, with the Chargers taking a loss, was it yesterday or taking a loss on Saturday that in fact, yeah, it would have been yesterday. In fact, that the Chargers might sit players. Steve, I saw something to the effect because they're
I
not
don't know
almost
about
not.
that.
They said almost they're not playing for potentially a higher seed or something. That's what I saw because they said that was what took place where they took a loss. It set the table where they might just start to rest players.
Yeah, they're in, but they're going to
for the
rest
page.
them. Yep.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know.
The other
We'll
thing.
see. We'll
Here's
see.
a bigger question for you. I noticed that yourself and Christian, you've really represented the importance of this undefeated season away. But if
on the
we
road.
look a little further down the road here, it's appearing we're going to be playing at home. So
Correct.
does that, it's great that we won all these games away, but on our playoff run and the finishing here of our season, everything's at home.
Well, which isn't a bad place.
Except the Jets, of course. But Miami forward into the playoffs
Right.
are at home.
Which
so-
isn't a bad thing because the fans,
No.
they travel well on the road, but they show up here at Foxborough as well. So,
Okay.
and the Patriots feed off their energy at Gillette Stadium. They'll be the first ones to tell you that.
Okay.
So they bring it, Jerry. They bring it. I mean, it's a great fan base, and the expectations have gone even higher.
100%. 100%.
Another live podcast episode too. So hopefully they can hear us down at Gillette, right? Crazy
What?
Axis, Patriot Place.
That'll be exciting.
It'll be fun. Can't wait.
Well, Steve, we know you got the show.
We got a
Can you
live
tell
show
us
coming up,
again?
11:30 Patriots game day, 11:30 on CBS, WBZ TV.
Fantastic.
And then
We'll be
kickoffs-
watching.
Thank you.
I'll
Kickoffs at
definitely
1
be
o'clock.
watching. Actually, we have 2 ads on that segment, Steve. Bethany Builders. We have
Awesome.
2 advertisements this morning. So we're not only personally big supporters of it, but we're proud to be supporters of all the shows that yours are doing there at WBZ.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, we're wrapping
Let's
it,
go.
Soph. You going to take us out?
Thank you so much for watching the Bethany Builders podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. And I want to thank my dad, Chris Bethany,
Thank
Steve
you, everyone.
Burton, Christian Fauria, and myself, Jerry Santa. Thank you all.
Here we go.
Take care, guys.
Take care,
Go
everyone.
Patriots.
Happy New Year.